Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful that you are here and you are tuning in to this week's audio blog. My intention for you is to feel empowered, inspired, and so ready to take action into your life. Life is a series of small action steps. So please give yourself permission to practice one new self-care practice until you feel you have integrated it completely into your life. So what do I have for you today? I am so honored and so excited because I am starting a mini series of audio blog interviews with some of the most incredible people that I have had the pleasure to associate with. These people really authentically embrace self-love into everything that they do. And I thought it would be so cool to share how they create the self-love practices to make their life easy and effortless. We are going to hear from people who incorporate self-love into their business, into their families, into their careers, and just how they make it all work and what's been really helpful for them. So today, we are going to hear from Lindsay Leney. She is a wife, mother, entrepreneur, and business owner. She and her husband live up in Muskoka, Ontario, and they have 2 children, Cooper, who is 3, and Nora, who is 1.5 years old. They currently own and operate a heating and air conditioning company servicing local residential and commercial customers throughout Muskoka. She is in constant pursuit of personal and professional development, and most often she focuses all of her quiet time on networking and learning more about her community. And she is always developing new side hustles and business ideas. So we are going to chat with Lindsay today and hear, 3 of the big chunks of information that have really helped her create harmony in her life, in her family, in her personal life, as well into her business. Hi, Lindsay. Thank you so much for joining us today on this audio blog interview. Thank you so much for spending your time here and sharing with us how you have created your self-love rituals to create harmony into your life as a business owner, as a mom, and as you. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Nicole, for having me on.
It's so great to have you here. So let's just jump right in. So we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the most, helpful, most consistent practices that you have ingrained into your life. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of your journey to where you're at today?
Sure. So I guess I've been practicing personal development and business development for a couple of years now. Specifically personal development for, I'd say, most of my life. Mm-hmm. And I guess what I've found has been the most consistent theme for me is that personal development and taking care of myself and self-care is a daily practice, more so even on a moment-by-moment daily practice.
Yep.
And so I think that it's been really important for me to find what it is that I need in order to succeed as a mom, as a wife, as a business owner. As even just a community member. I think that finding my core needs has been extremely important in being productive on a daily basis.
Beautiful. I love that. And you also said that, finding those core needs. So, can you share a little bit about, before knowing what those needs were? And, I guess life is about transition. So, becoming a wife and then becoming a mother and becoming a business owner, I would have to assume that your needs changed along the way. Yes?
Totally. Okay. Yes, they have totally changed. Being single, I was in the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
And quickly learned that it's in the journey.
Right.
And then moving into being a wife, I think there's tons of learnings that happen there in being more comfortable in a relationship with someone moving forward and learning what I needed out of that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And then becoming a mother totally changed that game.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about me at all anymore, and not even so much about my husband anymore. It became all about the kids.
Right.
But that kind of sent me down a rabbit hole of not taking care of myself and not taking the time to spend with myself, and honestly, not even spending any time figuring out what I needed anymore.
Right.
So then I had to get back to that place where it was, what do I need, and practicing self-awareness on a daily basis.
Right.
Doing more work, consistent personal work. I mean, I have those daily rituals now, spiritual rituals, using my oils, doing journaling, breathing exercises, meditation. I've really found the sweet spots, I guess, that I need in order to have a more fulfilled life.
You know what? I love that. And I think, when you say those things, I think we tend to underestimate the power of oils or crystals or journaling. So, with everything going on, how did you create the time in order to fill your cup? Because I'm sure not every day is the same, but how did you find the time, create the time to make sure that your needs were met first?
So it started with journaling, and then I really started to understand myself a little bit better. I started putting and implementing practices in place, such as, the 5 a.m. club, waking up at 5 a.m. and from 5 till 6, that was my time to have a cup of coffee and to journal and do my cards and set intentions for the day. That totally changed the game for me.
Yeah.
Having those daily goals that I would just go out and crush and feel better at the end of the day, that I accomplished something that I had set out to do that morning.
Right.
And so I think it took me a year of daily practices, affirmations and journaling, in order to create that new habit that I now have.
Mm-hmm.
And now I totally know if I have a bad day, it's because I didn't implement one of the rituals. And it's just about taking that 5 minutes to myself, just to, put an oil on myself and ground myself and get back into the space.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when things are going wrong, that I haven't implemented something that I tried so hard for over a year to implement. So I just try to get right back on that bandwagon and get back at her.
See, that's so powerful, because I think we also forget that, life is action steps, and we have to continue moving forward. And I think, I really love that you said, it took a year to create these things, because let's face it, most of us have created these habits for 30 plus years. There's something in there that is preventing us from getting what we want. And I think, we tend to forget that it took a certain amount of time to create that habit, and it's going to take, and I think, something you and I have talked a lot about before is really, and you said it here in some of your notes, is just knowing and choosing to be kind and gentle to yourself, and giving yourself permission to be proud. And, just hearing you say all of this, and then knowing that is kind of you just have to be kind. I think that's really, really powerful. Would you agree?
Totally. And I think that specific statement took me the longest out of all of the work that I've done. I mean, I can change habits and I can change thought processes, but I think being kind and gentle to myself has been the hardest thing that I've had to do.
Yeah.
And I think specifically giving myself permission to love myself. Because like I tell you, with kids and a full-time business, you're hard on yourself always. Yep. And I think it's been a consistent practice of saying, whoa, you're doing a good job today. Like you're killing it. Just
Right.
keep going. And, if you need to take 5 seconds and just like cry it out or scream it out or do whatever you need to do in order to let it out and then say, like I love myself and I'm doing awesome.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
So would you say, well, of course I love that. I love all of what you just said. Would you say that the self-care is so much more than what I think, modern, people understand? Like, how would you describe self-care, and in terms of, and I don't know if you would agree, but do you think it is really what helps make your business successful as well as your family successful? Like, how would you kind of pair them up together?
Yeah. So I used to think that self-care was getting my hair cut twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that has totally changed. My self-care it it is me. It's not just a doing of something or a buying of something. It's everything about myself. It's my daily thoughts, it's my daily practices. In business, I'm constantly working towards making sure that my worth is known, my business worth is known, and then again in my personal life, my worth is known. Um, and it truly has nothing to do with, you know, buying something for myself as self-care or going to get my nails done. I mean, those are great to do,
Yep.
but I think those are an extension of what self-care means to me now.
Cool. That is so powerful. I would also have to say that giving yourself, like you had mentioned, giving yourself that time to actually say, like, I give myself permission to be kind and
Mm-hmm.
give myself, that acknowledgement. Like, I think that is so the essence of self-care, because we have to be our own best friend, right?
Yeah.
So I also just, before we wrap up, I just wanted to say, thank you so much for being here. But you also mentioned, because of these daily practices, there has been some really big um, changes in situations in your life in regards to your power and how you approach things. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. So I guess I never really understood the concept of standing in my power.
Okay.
I think it was mostly just because of, 30 years of life that I never truly understood what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, working with you and my business coaches, and I think that I really learned how to take my needs, take my self-care, be self-aware, practice gratitude, all of those daily practices, and be able to go out and put that out into the world in a space where I feel good about myself, and I feel like I'm being honest with myself, and I'm worthy of being able to stand in my power and know that I'm being authentic,
Mm.
and 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 show the world and my family and my friends and business partners and customers and everyone that, I am.
Right. Oh, I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I would have to say as well, like, standing in your power gives, so many of us the ability to say yes and to say no, and feeling and making those decisions in your power, versus our powerlessness, because we've all felt that. We all have stuff from the past. And I would have to say, I can't even say what, like, family and business, like, we were making decisions all the time, right? And so I think, like you've said, just being able to manage your self-care has given you the tools, but also that self-worth on the inside to know what's important to you and to also know how to communicate. And, like, that's everything. I think that's everything.
Yeah, finding the value in saying no, in order for my yes to be heard. Um, and I think we've done a lot of work with that too. Is my no is just as powerful as my yes, and it's just as important.
So true. So true. I love, love that you have shared that with us today, because I have to say there's so many wives and mothers and business owners that are going to be inspired by what you've shared. And, I think it's like that KISS method, right? Like, keep it simple, sweetheart. And,
Yeah.
like the self-care rituals, I think we can't underestimate them. And just like you said, it's about managing them over a year and giving yourself permission to give that time. So I am just so grateful that you took the time today to share that with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. If you had one, I don't even like the word advice, but inspiration or encouragement or cheerleader phrase or sentence that you would like to share with someone who's listening, what would you want them to hear from you today?
I think the biggest theme, I guess, running in my life right now is to be as uncomfortable as possible all the time. When you're uncomfortable, you're growing, and it is super scary, and the fear is there, but it's not real.
Yeah.
So just go get uncomfortable.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That is perfect. So thank you so much for all of this. If people are interested in following you, where can they find you? Where are you on social media?
Sure. So we're kind of everywhere. Our website is yourlocalhvacteam.com, and we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Your Local HVAC Team.
Amazing. And I will put all of these details in our on the blog. So hopefully, if you're interested in following this super powerful woman, please do so. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for joining us today. And I can't wait to have you back on.
Oh, thanks so much, Nicole. I really appreciate everything that you're doing, and you're just killing it. So
thank you.
Keep it up.
Okay, love, we'll talk soon. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.
So thank you so much. I would love to hear from you. So please share your comments. And if you haven't yet, I invite you to follow me on Instagram. You can do that at _Nicole_Weston_. You can also find me on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to take your self-care and self-love practices to the next level, I invite you to check out my Love Me membership community. Inside, you will have access to resources for self-love, videos, we've got coaching audios, tip sheets, and so much more. I'm also launching a really exciting program, but more of that later. And if you want to know how to get your free 30-day trial, you can send me an email to info@nicoleweston.ca. Again, I'm going to put all the links from today in the notes for the blog. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Again, I want to thank Lindsay Leney for joining us today and sharing a little bit about how she has created the harmony in her life as a mom and as a business owner. Thank you so much. Sending you so much love. Talk soon.